Hi everyone. I'm going to do a box opening of some body builds that I had done by Miss M. I have had bodies built by her before, and these bodies are kind of like a mismatch. So it's basically all the bodies I could build with all of the vinyl parts that I've been collecting over the last few years, and I feel like at this point I'm out of the bodybuilding game for SmartDolls. I still have a lot of parts and frame parts, Gen 2, not Evolve, that I will eventually have to sell or trade or, you know, do whatever with, maybe keep as replacement parts. But the box is right over there. I sent it out and got them put together really fast and sent them back to me, and it's a really big box, so it's just off screen, but I'm going to bring out the bodies, and they have heads, so we're going to put them all together. I don't have wigs or clothes though, except for one, so we'll see how it goes. Let me just, here's the flap. Let me just open it up so I can get it at it a little bit easier. And I haven't really done a box opening in a couple weeks, or package opening, except for my last one, which thank you everyone who watched my collab video. That was really fun to do. But I'm still recovering from poison ivy. It's all on my arms and my legs, and I'm really kind of self-conscious about it. So I've been hiding. But I've also been really wanting to open up this box, and I wanted to do it on video just to show you guys what you can do in putting together smart dolls that aren't necessarily a typical doll. So first I'm going to show you this. So this was kind of a surprise one for me. I had a pair body built, but it was built on the Gen 2 frame instead of the Evolve frame, so it's kind of interesting. And it's not perfect, but it works. So firstly, I just want you to take a look and see what you think of the scale of this, what is it? It's a Mirai head, but it's definitely like an older version where the head itself is pretty big, so it leaves a good cap for a nice wig. But I think scale-wise, you know, we haven't seen any pair anime girls yet because they haven't decided on, you know, the right scaling, I guess, or the right effects. But I think that this head looks decent on the pair body. So when I said it was mismatched, this is a full cinnamon body, head too, but I didn't have any more cinnamon feet, so she has T feet, and you can see the Gen 2 frame is just a little bit longer than the Evolve frame, which is why the Gen 2 girls are a little bit taller, so the vinyl doesn't quite cover the joints. But she still stands, it still functions, everything is still good, and I think like with pants or whatever, she'll be fine. So, and then inside she mostly has a T frame, but I didn't have one little wrist joint in T, so she has a Coco wrist joint, but everything else is T as far as her elbows and her shoulders and the knees and ankles, obviously with the T feet. So there she is. Now, some people have said, you know, people were wondering if a pair body could go onto a Gen 2 frame, and it does. You can put the locking port in there to, you know, bring it all together. The hips are a little loose. You can see there's a little gapping there. Some people have said that they stuffed like bubble wrap or maybe cotton in here to help the leg stay more secure on the inside hip frame, so it's not wiggling around as much. But the functionality is still perfectly fine. You can still hold the pose and everything like that. So if you were curious if a pair body can go onto a Gen 2 frame, yes it can. And I just didn't send a hand. Actually, most of these probably won't have hands. Some of them might. But if I had spare like standard hands, I'd put them in with my vinyl to my build. So I wanted to, even though I have this mirror I had on here, which I intend to get a face up on and have a pear anime girl, I just wanted to put the other pear cinnamon head that I have, which is this lovely little cyber version of Live and Let Live. I got her secondhand from somebody who got her from Chaos, so they haven't released any pear girls yet with the cyber markings, but we've seen them in the pictures. The bodies have the cyber markings, and obviously some of the pear heads are coming out with cyber markings and Chaos. So I'm just going to put her on here, but actually I wanted to get her dressed first, and then I just wanted to do a comparison of the pear body on the Gen 2 frame versus the Evolve frame. I'm pointing over here because I have my pear girl Mackenzie here. That is a marvel. So I'm just gonna put some clothes on her really quick. She has a little bikini on, and the reason I want to put the clothes on is because I want to see if the pants can cover up those ankles to just make it look like it's fine. And the thing that I want to compare mostly is the height difference, because there will be a height difference between the Gen 2 and the Evolve frame. So putting a little tank top on. See if I can get it looking decent. There we go. And if I did not do a package opening or a box opening for the clothes, hopefully I gave credit somewhere in some photo or something. But if you don't recognize these clothes and you're curious and you have a question about it, just comment on the video, and I'll see if I can find out which maker I got it from. Undoubtedly Etsy, for both the tank top and the pants that I'm putting on the body here. So those feet that are on this body are pretty tight, but they were the last of the Gen 2 feet sent out or made available when they were cleaning out the Gen 2 frame parts, and I just haven't done anything with it, so I've had those feet probably just sitting in a package for maybe a year or more. So they're kind of tight, they kind of creak, but again, it doesn't affect the overall posing of the body. So with pants on, you can't even tell that the vinyl doesn't come quite all the way down to the ankle, so it looks fine. She might have to wear pants or boots all the time, but I'm okay with that. And the same thing too, you could say of the like the hips with the little bit of space. You can see it's standing just fine on the Gen 2 frame. Let me put her head on, and then we'll just do a quick comparison height-wise of how she stands compared to the Evolve frame pear body. Ugh. There we go. Her wig is kind of covering her eyes. Let's see if I can adjust that. There we go. Ugh, I love this girl. I still haven't picked a name out for her, but I think because she has those cyber markings, I think it makes it kind of cool that she has, you know, alternate frame colors. Makes her a little unique. All right, so got her head on. We had her standing. She's pretty much standing upright. I know you can't see the whole thing, but I'm going to try to see if I can get Mackenzie here to stand upright next to her and see what the height difference looks like. And I'll maybe move the camera so you guys can see that. All right, let's see if I can get this girl to stand up next to her. Whoops, and there she goes. Okay. Maybe I'll just do a comparison here. So, I have Mackenzie's feet pretty much straight, and Miss Cyber, and you can see that she is a good, like, 1/4 to 1/2 inch taller. Let's see if I can put them back to back. Make it a little bit easier to visualize. So there you go. I guess the wigs kind of block it, but you can see the height difference. So if you want a taller pair doll, just by a little bit, and you have the vinyl parts, go for a Gen 2 frame. So that's the first body built. I'm going to set these two girls down here so I don't knock them over. Okay. Pretty excited to have technically my second pair girl now. I'll have to be careful about her, you know, clothing choices. Or like I said, she could be covered with, her ankles could be covered with boots and it would be okay. Next body. There's so many bodies in here. I had her, Em built me, so that was the one pair. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bodies. 7. That was how much vinyl parts and frames, Gen 2 frames, I have been holding on to and collecting to make bodies. Alright, so let's just take the next one out here. Now you will see that some of them are still missing parts because as much as I tried, I didn't have enough vinyl parts to complete every single body. So that pair one, you know, the last vinyl or two chaos that I got was mostly pear, and I was able to build that pear body with all the parts that I got. I had to buy, I think, like one piece, or I traded. So this is predominantly a cinnamon body. You can see she's missing a forearm here, and she has one of the birthmark arms here and a clear part here. It is the Sofubi, so that's kind of cool. I have one other Sofubi part. It's a pear part, and it's like the orange testing vinyl that they've been using, and I am telling myself that I'm gonna let it go, but I don't know, because I really would love an entire Sofubi doll. And I have to look and confirm with myself. Those clear vinyl body kits that are up there on the SmartDoll site right now, no frame, I don't think they're Sofubi, which is the soft squishy, like the bust basically. It's really cool. So here, this doll is a cinnamon frame, predominantly cinnamon body, but she has a clear vinyl and then a T leg, so it's not completely cinnamon, and of course I'm missing one forearm. So I brought out a cinnamon, a couple of heads. I'm going to put this lovely little one. This is Amelia. Isn't she adorable? No, Amelie, not Amelia, Amelie. I have an Amelia too. That's funny, I never thought about that, but I have two dolls technically with the same name, but pronounced differently. So Amelie is from it's a French pronunciation, I do believe, and it's pulled from a movie called Amelie. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. Anyway, here we go. She doesn't have her hands, but I have tons of hands. I'm not worried about the hands. That's why some of them had hands and some of them didn't. It just was how it worked out. So I am going to say, if anybody ever wants to trade a cinnamon classic right thigh for a T, hit me up and I will trade you. And then again, a missing left cinnamon forearm. So that's body number 2. I'll set her down here. And I just picked these heads at random. Some of them were specifically picked, but for the most part, I have a lot of floating heads, and so these bodies help give them a place to be. All right, T head number 2, T body number 2, but overall body number 3. She sent me back a few parts here that maybe I didn't need. Oh, arm parts and these are just frames, frame pieces in here. Because this body, I think I had the majority of it for, and I just kind of added one last build to it. So this girl came with this tattoo, the body did, but this body came with other mismatched pieces. So I took it apart and then brought these pieces together to make this a complete T body, and is complete. It has a T frame, T feet, T everything, and it'll be my one and only SmartDoll with an amputated arm. I happened to get the amputated arm at a doll show I went to last year, and so I didn't have to buy a set. I got one to make a complete arm, and you know I'm struggling to find my forearms, so this worked, and I think it's pretty cool. Plus the tattoo is pretty cool too. So on this body I will put my Valeria, Miss Val. Isn't she cute? She's a custom. There's the artist signature. Let's see. By Doll Angel. She was, Doll Angel was one of the first SmartDoll people that I met in person. It was really cool. So now Val has a body. I don't know if this will stay her body because I feel like this is a pretty unique look with the tattoo and the amputated arm. It might go to another character, I don't know. But for now, I just grabbed her head to put on here. So that is body number 3. And this one I think is the only one that is a full, complete, like, color. Maybe I have a cocoa one. We'll do that one next. And all these bubble things I just used from previous doll purchases, so they are all other bubbles that I've gotten from purchasing a full set SmartDoll. Like this one happened to be Reflection. I can't remember who Reflection is. It's so funny. Okay, so here we have a full complete Coco body, Coco frame. It happens to have a cyber bust on there, but as you can see, I am missing 1, 2, 3 pieces of vinyl for the arms. That is the way it goes, and I'm actually pretty happy with the Coco head I chose to put on this body though. This is my beautiful Storm. Her eyes look a little wonky. I need to fix them, but aren't those eyes glorious? I love those eyes. They're so shiny and shimmery, and they go beautifully with her lightning strike, her kintsugi. But I like that I have the cyber bust on here because that'll pick up the gold in her face, which I think is kind of cool. So there we go, body number 4. Missing some pieces. If you have these, please comment, message me, whatever. It'd be really fantastic. So you will see this next body is definitely a mix match of colors because I have been trying for a very long time to build a third clear doll, but I never could get the parts. So like the other body that had the one Sofubi clear part, it's the same side, so I couldn't get a full set here. You can see I have like a clear Cortex arm, which is why it has a slightly different shading to the pieces. Then I have gray, tea, clear, 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 blue, tea, cinnamon, and cortex. So this is an all over the place body. But one thing that I specifically asked M to do with this one, I happened to get this white frame piece also, I think, in a trade or purchase at a local doll show like over a year ago, and I wanted it specifically to be in a clear part so I could see that white frame. And I think if I can get motivated somehow, I would love to somehow make the rest of the frame that shows in this body be white as well, just so that it is kind of cool, because this body specifically will be for my last clear head. I'm so excited. So if you remember, for the longest time I was trying to build a complete clear body for my one clear doll, Figment. She still has one blue foot, but oh goodness, she has a neck hole open, but I guess it's a little bit smaller than this neck peg, so I might have to cut it a little bit more. I don't think it's going to go on, but this is my last clear head. So I have 3 clear dolls, and the first one is Figment. The second one was Ghost, who I got as pretty much a full set. And then this girl here, this girl, is going to be Mirage. So I'm really excited. I'm so excited to have these clear dolls. And this one, despite the fact that she is like all over the place in colors, I think she's pretty special. So this is Mirage, everybody. I am going to have to make her neck hole a little bit bigger. But I'm super excited to have such a colorful and unique looking doll. So that is body number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sadly, Mirage will have to wait to be assembled onto her body. I do think that because it is such a unique body, it probably will always be for Mirage. All right. Now this body is missing a part that seems a little bit more fundamental, and it was one of the reasons I was holding out to sending my build to M, but I sent it anyway in the hopes that I would get a part eventually. So you can see she's missing both forearms. She has a 3D printed small bust, like extra small, and then she's obviously missing a thigh here. This is a cinnamon build. It's predominantly all cinnamon except for obviously the 3D printed multicolor bust. This is for a specific character that I don't have the head for yet. It's out with a face-up artist. And then I just wanted to point out this really cool little purple hand. I got that in Chaos once upon a time. I thought it would look good with this purple bust. If anybody ever out there has another purple hand like that to match, that would be cool. If not, that's okay. I do have a specific head for this, like I said, it's out with the artist. But for now, I'll put a cinnamon head on it. And I do want to say, I found the vinyl part for this. I'm really excited. It's coming from England. And the person who was selling it actually was selling a lot of parts. But I asked if I could just get the one because I didn't want to continue to have parts, you know, build up and then just sit around. Alright, so I do want to introduce this lovely little head. So this, it's weird to have the no thigh there. This is a customized Limitless. She still has her, oops, wrong side. She still has her autism infinity symbol there. You probably can't see it in this light, but it's there. I had her face up modified to have this kind of grumpy look. and she's kind of supposed to be a representation of my son. I'll probably talk about it more another time when I probably put her on, I don't know, a boy body possibly, or something, because this body isn't really meant for her, but I just wanted to introduce this. The customized face up was done by Catherine, so thank you, Catherine, for doing this. Finally getting around to getting it out and putting it on a body, even though it's not the body meant for it. But it's pretty special to me. It means a lot to me to have this customized head with the autism infinity symbol. My son doesn't have autism, but he has a syndrome that is on the spectrum type thing, and so it means a lot to me. So thank you for that. And here is this body again, missing forearms. Luckily I have the thigh piece coming, so that is this thigh piece I was holding out for quite a while to see if I could get it. The arm pieces are not that hard for me to put on, but the thigh pieces are a little bit more difficult. I can do it, I have done it, but I was just like, I'm gonna send it all. And so I lucked out in finding that thigh piece shortly after I had all these bodies put together. All right, so here is the last body number 7. Em put these all together for me. I did do a lot of the trimming. I had every body assembled together in like a Ziploc bag where the entire frame was there, all the vinyl parts were there that I had, obviously missing the forms and stuff. But I had them all like packaged in like, here's a body, here's a body, here's a body, and Em did all the assembling for me. So just a little sneak peek. This is a little bit different and it actually requires some repair. Just look at this. You see there's a little hunk of something down there and some string. What is this string about? SmartDolls don't have string, right? Wait till you guys see this. This is really cool. I'm pretty excited about this. And I have a very specific head for it. All right, so this is a totally cyber body, and she has this ginormous cyber robot arm. It's a little different, and it may not work perfectly, but you know what? I wanted to try it, and I think it looks cool, but it's definitely pretty big, and it kind of weighs on the side of the vinyl here. It's strung, so it can, you know, bend and pose and that sort of thing, but it's heavy, so, and it's on the Gen 2 frame, which we all know doesn't take weight as high or as well as the Evolve frame. But anyway, this is a 3D printed body, abdomen, and unfortunately when she put the legs in, right there at the like crotch, it cracked and broke off. So that is what that little piece was in here. And she said basically that it can't even be like put back on because the legs take up too much space. And I guess from some of the groups she has seen that people were struggling with that part, and that this was happening. So I'm going to try to repair it with maybe some like modeling clay, or possibly oh, what is the name of that stuff? It comes in like sheets. It's kind of plasticky and you can melt it and shape it into all kinds of different things. I don't know, I have sheets of it. Anyway, this is my cyber girl. So look at her. Yeah, she has T-feet. I think I'm gonna dye them black or something. But she has a solar marine leg, and then a gray kind of a cyber leg, a clear leg, which again, if you notice, they've been keeping track. All of the ones that have the clear thighs all have it on the left side. I never could get another right thigh, which is why that one last clear body only had the one clear thigh. Here's a gray thigh, this gray giant robot arm, which I do like, and I kind of wanted to paint before I had this assembled, but now that I'm seeing that it's kind of weighing down the arm here, I might take one of my arm assemblies and put it on, and again look for some vinyl parts. The really cool thing that I like about this though, aside from all these cool parts, because I like all these vinyl parts, this is black navy, and they're both Sofubi parts too, and no cyber markings. Look at how fantastic that is. Everybody's been waiting to see if cyber bodies would come out without cyber markings, and I hope that someday they do, because it looks really beautiful. And then this is a black cyber bust, and then she does have a T-frame inside of her. And so looking at this, I do think it's kind of cool, but it's definitely weighing down the arm socket here, so I'm not sure if I'll keep it on. I think it looks fun, but it's obviously overscaled. If this could be more like set into the side, like if I was brave and wanted to cut out a bust where it was like more set in, it might look better. I don't know. But the head that I'm going to put on this is another head that I'm kind of introducing. I think I probably had her in a box opening, but are you guys ready for this? It's an old Coco head. This is, I believe, a modified Harmony. Like her face up got modded a little bit. You can see the details there of her lashes. I don't think SmartDoll ever did like the white underscore on her lashes. And those are just eyes that I put in there, I think. I don't think those came with this head. But I do think Harmony might have come with green eyes, so that's why I put those in there, but those are not SmartDoll eyes. Anyway, the reason that I specifically wanted it for this body is because it is like a 0% chance I will ever come across an old Coco body. So she's getting this fantastic cyber body, and I just think it's appropriate. I hope that she will fit on here. Her neck hole might be a little bit smaller too compared to some of the older or the newer neck pegs. Yeah, she's struggling to fit on there. Of course, it could be this cyber bust too. The necks on the cyber bust, I think, are a little bit longer, so it's not like going all the way in. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. It could just be the funkiness of the arm and the internal structure of the Gen 2 frame, but it's definitely not putting out a big peg for her head to kind of grab onto. Yeah, boo. It could be that her neck hole is too small, but this is the standard neck hole that, you know, I think most SmartDolls have. I was really hoping I could fit her on here. Obviously, I guess it might be more of a struggle than I realize. Okay, there we go. So, here she is in all of her cybernetic glory. I like this arm, and I'm really thankful to M for trying this, but I'm not sure it's going to be able to stay because I think it's too heavy for the vinyl. It's working on the frame. M had the, you know, she strung the resin arm here and then tied the string around the spine of the frame, so it works, but the weight of it is making the vinyl here kind of indent, so I don't know, I might have to rethink it, or just put it on, or maybe just have it for like, I could easily take that on and off if I wanted to do like photo shoots or whatnot, but if I did take that off, I would really love to find more black navy frame vinyl pieces. Has anybody else gotten any black navy non-cyber parts? Which is funny because you'd think I'd want a cyber arm for the cyber body. Plus I'll have to repair that little spot there. I'll just show you a close-up so you guys can see what happened. This is a 3D printed cyber abdomen, and when the legs were placed in with the hips, this piece just couldn't take the stuff being in there, so it cracked and snapped right off. So I'll have to replace that or repair it somehow. But this is my cyber girl. I think it's appropriate that I have an old Coco head on a body like this, because she's never ever going to have an old Coco body. So this is my full-on cyber girl, and I'm really thankful to Em for doing all this work. This was 7 bodies, unique bodies with all kinds of parts going on, and she did all the work wonderfully, quickly, and everything turned out great. So thank you so much for doing this for me. For anybody watching, thank you for watching this video, which turned out to be a little bit longer than I thought. Usually it is that way with me. But any of these dolls where you see parts that were missing, forget that one vinyl, that one leg, because I have it coming, but all the other forearms and stuff, and again, maybe the black navy, maybe out there have some black navy arms. Anyway, I really am thankful that I can finally have these bodies built, and such unique bodies, and you know, be done with the SmartDoll body building process. So I will try to take a picture of all of those dolls together to put in this video, or maybe I'll do some at the end. But thank you again so much for watching, and I hope that seeing all those random bodies assembled might motivate you to assemble some of your vinyl parts that you have that you didn't think might look good together, but you never know until you try. And I will give a link to Em's, I think she has Instagram that you can reach out to if you ever need some help building some of your smart dolls. So have a great day, night, morning, whatever, and thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.